Hi everyone, Jason Chan here with Traffic Can Convert. Now, today's video, we are taking a look at Intentwise to help you manage your Amazon advertising for sellers and for agencies. To be honest, I've been selling for 7 years and I never heard of this software before to help you manage your advertising until I asked another agency, what do you use? They recommended Intentwise, so I started looking into it myself. And to sum it up, it's pretty powerful tool. To be honest, it's it's a self-service tool with a little bit of AI combined with AI. It's going to give you a great, powerful reporting and gives you actionable data. So I want to walk you through what I kind of discovered, and maybe you'll be just as impressed as I am. So once you log into Intentwise, get your systems and your accounts all synced up. You have your account view here. So if you are a seller with multiple brands, multiple accounts, or even an agency, you can see all your data here up front. You have the ability to see the country code, current monthly budget, and some additional fields here as well. Okay, so you can go ahead and select an account, and this is where you can actually start digging deep into the data. So let me swap accounts real quick. So what we're planning to do today in today's video is kind of walk through the sponsored ads section here. You have your overview, campaigns, recommendations, sponsored products, brands, and display. So not a lot of softwares out there can manage all three. So this one can. And finally, your settings. So let's take a look at our dashboard here. I like the tiles up here you see up front. The only thing I wish that you can actually control is adding new additional tiles, which I do like. Very similar to Google Studio, Data Studio, where you can actually pipe in different types of data and actually control what you can see and have your own formula in there. So it's pretty powerful. The good thing is that this tool, Intentwise, have the ability to send data from your account over to Data Studio, which is not part of the demo, but it shows you just how powerful it is. You can slice and dice the data within Google Data Studio. So in this particular demo, we're just going to look at what's within Intentwise. So you have your high-level tiles up here in the front. At the top, you have your charts here. Which I like here. If you see this button here, view changes and view data labels, what I like is the view changes here. You don't see a lot of this out there, which is very interactive charts here. You can add your additional metrics here, but if you kind of hover over these numbers, if you click into it, you can see exactly what type of changes you made on November 12th, on November 11th here, November 10th. So these are all the changes that you made here, right? And from there, you can actually see how what the impact is of the changes you made to your overall ACoS, your revenue, and your spend. So very powerful here. Now you can chart this as a line or a bar. So let me actually click onto this here. And it's going to show you exactly what the changes were done and to which campaigns here. Okay, so let me kind of jump back to overview. And over here you see the biggest changes by campaign. You have your changes by ASIN, by SP keywords, and then SP brand, sponsor brand keywords. And then finally, you have your pacing chart for November. So if you actually plug in your budget for each month, it's going to tell you how you are pacing throughout the month. So very powerful. So this is our kind of our actual spend for this account, right? And then you see your required spend in order to hit your pace, your budget for November. So it's very powerful if you have trouble maintaining your budget and trying to figure out how to pace it. This is a great tool to do that. So let's jump over to campaigns. Now under campaigns, you see a very similar chart here. You see you can actually view the changes. You can look at your campaigns. There's additional data here. You could, let me click on auto apply. So this is when you actually have a specific target ROAS, ACOS, and once they figure out certain changes, you can actually apply these changes if you like. You can look at your portfolio type, bid strategy, daily spend. These are all the data that you will need. One nice thing that I have here is conversion rate here, right? You don't have to calculate that anymore. And then that's basically it, and labels here. That's a little bit different than what you can find on your advertising console. All right. One thing I do like about this is the ability to roll up by portfolio. If you do manage multiple portfolios, you can see that here. If you have different campaign types, for example, you can see sponsored product, keyword targeting, product targeting, sponsored display audience, and product targeting, auto campaigns. So it's very it gives you a great high-level roll-up of all the different sponsor types and targeting you can do. So it's very powerful when you look at when you're trying to figure out, why am I having high ACOS, or where am I spending the most of my money or clicks? Where am I getting the most of my revenue, my impressions, and orders? You can actually look at this and try to figure out, where am I wasting the spend, right? You could cut down on maybe sponsored display audience is not working out for you, for example. You can have the ability to change your budget or change your strategy from looking at this at a roll-up level. So I love this feature here. Recommendations. We don't have much over here. Let me change my account real quick. So on this one, you have some suggestions for auto campaigns, new keyword suggestions for manual campaigns. You can actually view what these are, and when you view it, it goes to these specific, if it's a sponsored product, it goes to sponsor brand or display. It's going to go to your keyword suggestions, and it's going to give you the reason, suggest the keyword, and from there you can actually add these keyword to multiple campaigns if you like, and also add it as a negative keyword to the current or multiple campaigns as well. At the moment, you can't create new campaigns on the fly, but they will have this pretty soon, from what I've heard. But look out for that. So that will give it a really nice value to this particular screen. If you want to create a new keyword, that's a different campaign, new strategy. You don't want to go back to Amazon Advertising Console to create that new campaign and then wait for it to sync and then assign the new keyword over to that new campaign, right? So you could do that all in this one step on this page, hopefully soon. So let me jump back to recommendations. You can see additional keywords, recommendations, and search terms as well. So let's take a look at, I'm going to skip ad groups because my campaigns are pretty much the same as my ad groups here. Usually it's the same name. Here it is at a product level. So we're looking at this at a product level. You have the same charts features here. So you might notice that you might have multiple SKUs across multiple campaigns. So this happens. So what you can do is actually roll it up by ASINs and really consolidate all your ASINs into this type of data here. So you can actually look at the columns, look at the ASIN title. I'm going to leave that out. But you can see which ASINs are performing for you. What's the ROAS, ACOS, average CPC, impressions, clicks, conversion rate, etc., etc. Okay. Let's take a look at placement. Placement is pretty interesting as well. So you see the top of search, TOS, you have the PDP, product display page, the display description, product detail page, excuse me, the rest of search, and then the total here. Again, you can actually try to figure out, too bad they don't have a roll up feature here. Let me see, do they? You can basically hopefully roll things up and try to figure out where do you perform the best. Maybe it's the top of search, or maybe a product detail page, right? And you can actually, from here, change your targeting. So if you want to increase your bid here by 100%, you could do that for the top of search and lower your product display page, for example. So looking at this one here, I might want, 28% is performing pretty well. 97% not that well, perhaps, right? So you can increase your top of search here and decrease your product detail page targeting here. So you have your campaign targets here, your total, your top of search. Your top of search sales, your impressions for each of these, they break it down. So it's really, if you're a data geek like I am, you probably will love this, to see the data in depth here and really kind of create your strategy from here, and separating your different auto campaigns, or excuse me, your manual campaigns into different types of placements to help you scale. So let's take a look at auto targeting. We have auto targeting and then negative auto targeting. Same chart here. I wonder what this shows here. Okay, so this is for the auto campaign specifically. You have your loose match, substitute. Here are the kind of the filters, and kind of let me scroll through this for you to see what kind of additional fields you can see here. Here are the keywords. Let me jump back to auto targeting. Let me go into negative auto targeting here. Here's our negative auto targeting here. These are additional fields you can add to it. Let's jump over to keywords. So here's a look at your keywords. You have the same thing, your chart, my beautiful view changes. Again, I absolutely love this option here. Tells you again what your history is, the history of changes, and then you can see, hey, I made this change here, and what did it do to my revenue, to my ACOS, and basically you can see the history behind it. You could revert things back if you like. Here is our keywords here, match type, brand type. They do have an option for you to actually enter your brand, classify your brands versus non-branded items. So what I like to see is kind of, hey, have that kind of the 80-20 split. 80% on my ads will be non-branded, and branded should be about 20% or less, really depending on your category and the type of product that you're selling. But this gives you an idea of what the brand type is here. And then let me kind of scroll through this. You have average CPC, CTR, clicks, your conversion rate, any additional labels here. And if you look at your columns, you have these additional columns. Okay, let's jump over to product targeting. I'm going to hide the chart. This is your product targeting page. So this includes specific ASINs and specific categories that you are targeting, and what type of results that you are getting. Okay, and again, these are the additional columns. So let's jump over to, let's take a look at negative product targeting. I don't have anything here, but what if you have negative targeting, you have status, you have target, campaign, and ad group. And each of these have negative targeting, so I'm not going to show you every single one. Here's one for search terms. These are your search terms, your results. Basically, your your search term report rolled up into one. Take a look at auto targeting. Here's our auto targeting. What kind of search terms are coming from your auto targeting? If you were to select a couple of these here, you can add as a keyword to multiple campaigns, and or add as a negative. So it's pretty powerful in terms of taking action from your search term report, and even your product targeting, all of these different tabs. So a lot of the softwares that I see out there, it's they really break it down into an analytical dashboard, which you can't really do much from there. You could definitely slice and dice the data there, but if you want to really take action right at that moment to move it to a different campaign, you really can't do it unless you open a different tab and create the campaign and take action from there. So I like the way you have the ability to actually research the data here and add it as a keyword or a negative campaign. So I'm going to show you actually how this looks like. Add to multiple campaigns. So you can actually send this to a sponsored product, or even look at a sponsored brand. It looks like if I were to look at, let's say this one specifically, you can select this particular campaign, select the product, the ad group here, and then you have your keyword. What kind of match do you want to do? Exact, phrase, or broad? Let's say I want to do both. You could have a custom bid or Amazon auto suggested bid. So click on next here, and then you have the option to really adjust the bid if you want. So this is Amazon suggested bids. I didn't get a chance to confirm this if this is correct, but assuming it is, this is pretty neat for you to actually look at the suggested and bid at those before you submit it. So great thing to have. Again, a little bit more clarity versus some other tools out there. You don't know what the exact number is. So really nice here. So let's jump over to keyword suggestions. Over here, very similar to, actually it is the same thing from what we selected here when we looked at recommendations. So I'm going to skip that, and let's take a look at sponsor brands. Let's take a look at keywords. So it's going to be very similar to what we saw before with sponsored products. So you have your keywords here, and your data points. You can take action from here by editing the bids if you like. If you have recommendations, if you have a campaign target ACoS, you can apply that as well. So you can do a number of things here. You can label it as well. One thing I haven't played around with is, this is similar to portfolio, for example. If you want to add a specific label for your campaigns or keywords, it's and then look at it later on for different reporting purposes. I think this is pretty powerful when you add additional labels and tags into data points that you want to look at later on. Let's take a look at product targeting. We could add our product targets here if you want. For example, click on the campaign, and then if you have specific ASINs, and then kind of your bid here. Let's take a look at search terms, sponsor brand search terms. You have your search terms here. And then your data points for your sponsor brand search terms. Again, if I want to, I can maybe select, let's say I have 55 clicks for interactive toys. I have no conversions. What can I do from here? So I can actually add it as a negative to my current campaign or to multiple campaigns. So again, I love the analytical aspect as you kind of going through your daily routines, weekly routines, and you can actually make your negations here as well. So when I look at a tool, I like to see kind of three things, right? Giving me the ability to negate certain keywords. So negate, promote things that are working, and optimize or bid. So those are kind of your three main processes and workflows as an advertiser. Keyword suggestions. Any suggestions here will be here. Sponsored display. Let's take a look at that. Here's our ad groups. Let me hide the chart. It's going to show you your campaign types, sponsored display, product targeting, and then the rest of your data here. Products. Your product audience targeting. And then finally, let's go into settings. So what about automations and getting notifications? So this has a section for that. So let's take a look at alerts. Alerts here is basically a notification you want Intentwise to help you trigger. So these are kind of the type of alerts you can do. Let's say campaigns. You can add your certain criteria. Let's say campaign status is paused. You want to be notified, right? So if someone's managing maybe you're advertising, someone paused it, you want to find out exactly what they paused. So whatever your use case is, I'm pretty sure you can kind of create your own alert here. If your daily budget is, I don't know, less than $20, then you want to be kind of notified. So you could kind of blend in multiple criterias at the same time. So I'm going to leave that there. And then let's take a look at automated rules. I always love automation as part of the process. It needs a little bit of a human touch and a little bit of automation at the same time. So I did create a rule here. Let's take a look at this rule here. So this is a search term promotion. So we want to promote a search term. Anything with 2 or more orders using data from the past 7 days. So you can change this to 14, 30, multiple different time periods. How often do you want to do it? And I'm assuming this is when it starts here. You could add multiple people to this as well. And here is the powerful part here, right? So a lot of softwares that I tested out there, you have to create a rule for each campaign group and type. And basically, if you have 100 different campaigns, you need to create that rule for multiple times. So Intentwise have a kind of a mapping tool here. So you can actually upload your mapping. And when you click on upload mapping, what you will see is this particular spreadsheet. So this might take some time for you to map once. Basically, you're telling the source where you're getting the data from, where should it go to, and what are the match types here, and should we add it as a negative. The thing is, they make it even easier for you when they have the campaign and ad groups here in this specific tab. So you have all your campaigns here. One thing it doesn't show is if it's active or not. If they have that, it'll be pretty cool, because a lot of things are, I'm not sure if they have archive campaigns here, but I'm pretty sure they have paused campaigns. Don't quote me on that, but you can basically kind of copy each of these rows. You can paste, cut and paste here for these different source and destination types, and figure out how you want to do this for this particular rule. And after you're done, you can upload it here, and you can see all your campaigns following this specific rule. So pretty powerful in my opinion. It's going to save you a lot of time for manually doing this for all your campaigns using a spreadsheet. So as a new rule, these are the different options you can look at here. I haven't played around with everything here. I'm pretty sure you could find some new ways of automating things that you probably haven't thought of. Search terms, you could promote certain things when they have what kind of search terms. You could look at cost, spend, revenue, number of orders, conversion. So setting up your basic promotion rule here would be nice. Greater than, let's say 2 here, and then what else would we want to look for? I don't know, but you could keep it simple. You could layer on multiple rules if you want at the same time, and so it makes it pretty powerful. Let me see what else they have here. Let's see what they have. Product auto targeting. So I never really played with this. So you can enable bit change, enable, pause. What are the criterias? So brand versus non-brand. Okay. Equals. Okay. So I'm gonna leave this to you and let you play with it, but it's pretty powerful. If you want to, let me save a rule here. I don't know, this may not, okay, if it's pause, apply, set a new bid, let's say $1. So this rule does not make sense at all, so don't copy this. What I want to do is kind of save the rule and then kind of show you, after you save your rule, how that would look like. It's going to tell you when you last ran it. You can actually look at your criteria here. And then depending on what options you select, you can actually upload the mapping there. So if I want to, so it doesn't look like I can change this after I created it. So you can probably delete this if you want, or make a copy. So if I want to make a copy of this one, let's say, and then I can make edits here as well. So if I want to layer on let's say this one here, $50 past 7 days, I can update the rule. And then when you click on upload mapping here, you can download the template. And again, the template's gonna pop up and it's gonna look like this for you to upload. Okay, so I don't want to get into too much of a tangent here. Let me keep moving on to brand ASINs. Brand ASINs is where you actually create, any association with your brand. So put all your ASINs here. It's going to recognize your ASINs as your brand, and then when you actually try to create reports, you can identify pretty quickly brand versus non-branded ASINs. You have your brand terms here. So if you have a company called Nike, you could put the brand term Nike here. It's going to help you quickly identify the brand terms. If you have misspellings, maybe Nikee, for example, could be a misspelling, or Neke for another one. So if you look at your search term report, you'll get a good sense of how people actually search for your brand. So you can actually put those brand terms into this tab, and it's going to quickly help you identify how people search for your brand. And you can actually see kind of the 80-20 split again. So 20% of your revenue is coming from your brand name, and then the other 80% hopefully your search terms, your non-branded, excuse me. Here's your change history. Let's take a look at labels. You can create your labels here if you want. I'm going to leave that out. Your monthly budget. So you can create your monthly budget. So once you add that, from what I understand, excuse me, I don't think Intentwise can manage your budget from here. It's going to give you the pacing information and kind of show you. But again, don't quote me on that. I haven't tested this particular part of monthly budget. So that's all I want to show you today. It's a lot of information for you to absorb. But let's jump back here to Intentwise. Here's the pricing. Intentwise advertising platform at the moment is tier-based approach pricing. So it starts at $500. You can reach out to start a free trial, 14 days, and check it out yourself. Let me know what you think. If you are as thrilled as I am into taking a look at this product and seeing the potential of it, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you have any questions. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, so the next time I do another video, you can be the first one to get notified. So that's it for today's show. Thank you for watching.